What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over Stormdancer's Brace and how to pair that with an elemental well system for an extremely strong build. Now the core of this build is going to be around Stormdancer's Brace, but then all of the armor mods are going to be built around the elemental well system. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on. First off, we're going to be using Bottom Tree Stormcaller. I prefer Pulse Grenade, but Storm Grenade works well too. The changes to Landfall this season really make it strong for ad clear. When you pop that, it does go across the ground and clean out quite a bit. Electrostatic Surge is really nice, keeps those rifts up longer, which means longer arc souls, and you move a little quicker once your allies are there. Rising Storm is really nice because it pairs great with the Elemental Well system and helping you keep all of your abilities up, including your super. So let's take a look at the core of this build and kind of see what we're working with. So for the mods themselves, I'm going to be using Elemental Ordnance. So when I kill things with my grenade, I get an Elemental Well on the ground. I'm also using Overcharge Wellmaker. When I defeat a combatant with a finisher, I get 2 Arc Wells. Well of Ions, when I pick up an Arc Elemental Well, my next melee does increased damage, keeping that Rising Storm up. I'm going to be using Font of Might. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants a temporary boost to a weapon that causes that same elemental type. Now changes to this season, this does last 10 seconds now, which is quite nice. And then we have Font of Wisdom. Picking up those elemental wells that match my subclass grants me increased super regeneration, which is really nice. You can really focus your other mods closer to your recovery, and the elemental wells will pick up the slack when it comes to your intellect. Now the Stormdancer's Brace, each target you defeat with Storm Trance increases the damage and refunds super energy based on the number of kills. Now I've found that you only need about 6 kills and you do get 50% of your energy back. Which is really nice. Between this and the Elemental Well system, you'll see how many supers you really can kind of blow through. Here's some footage of us doing some of the Nightfalls this week. I think this one was a legend. And in every encounter, I was getting 2 or 3 supers, depending on how long that encounter was. But this was the tank room. You can see I just popped my super. I got 50% of it back, plus some additional. And then you'll see here with the elemental wells, and then my rising storm, you really do start to see how quickly you're going to get that super back up. Combine that with the rest of your teammates' orbs of light from their stuff, and you should have a ton of supers in this particular nightfall, especially in the boss room. I think I had 4 or 5 supers just in the boss room. But it does make an extremely nice ad clear build, and it's great for champions and boss damage as you pop landfall. It does clear out a bunch of ads, and then you've got that increased damage to go after the tankier targets. So overall, really nice build. You can pair this with any weapon type. For this particular nightfall, I was running outbreak, an arc bow, and then a void machine gun. I was running some lost sectors as well, where I ran guillotine with passive guard and a different pulse. So really just pairing it together. Again, to take advantage of the Font of Might, make sure that that particular weapon in your energy slot or power slot matches your subclass, so you get that increase. And some of the additional mods coming this season are going to be real strong from the new seasonal vendor. Again, they're all elemental well mods, but there's going to be one that lets the elemental wells track you and kind of get sucked to you, which will be really nice. And more importantly, there's a mod that's going to increase the amount of time timed mods are going to be up, so you can actually stack that and run 2 or 3 Font of Mights and get up to to 30 seconds of that increased arc damage. So a lot to play with, but overall this build is extremely strong. I think this is actually the build I'll reuse for the GM for the Mindbender, just because it is extremely strong. You pair that with a bottom tree tether, and then any other super that you want to, and you will have constant supers around the board and a really great build. Overall, check out the rest of the footage. I'll let the rest of this strike or the nightfall play out, and you can kind of see how each encounter went and how many supers I got. But overall, real fun build, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please give me that like, and we'll be doing a bunch of new videos on all the elemental well system this particular season, and I'll try and do a couple videos for each affinity type, so that we can get a little more comfortable with them. Other than that, good hunting, Guardians. Well, and as always, if you made it to the end of the video, I super appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and if you looking for any sort of particular video or guides on anything, leave me a comment and I'll be sure to make a video on it. Other than that,